to my channel, Sunshine Lorena. And today I am going to be doing a book haul. So it's books that I've bought since the end of June up until the end of July. And also a little bit of my August TBR, which might be a tad ambitious. But I do have 2 weeks holiday, so I'm hoping that I can get through a lot more books this month compared to last month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my physical book stack before I get to my ebooks, which I've bought a lot because I've got my 2 weeks holiday, so it's easier to have the Kindle to travel around with. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first one that I'm going to speak about is Girl, Woman, Other, which you have probably seen everywhere. Everyone seems to be reading it. It's really popular. It is set in the UK, and it follows the 12 different women, is my understanding, but I think there might be some sort of common thread between their stories. I am really looking forward to it. I've heard lots of good things, and I definitely want to try and read this one in August. Probably towards the end of August, after I come back from Sicily, because I'm going to Sicily for 2 weeks to see my husband's family. Well, at the moment, as I'm filming this, it's okay to travel there, and I don't have to quarantine on the way back. That may change. We'll just have to wait and see. But yes, so I'm not going to take this one with me, but when I come back I plan to read this one. Next one is Homegoing, which I have it on audiobook, and I was listening to it. I'm not too sure how far I got into it, but I kept kind of losing my place with the audiobook. So just to make you aware that this story it follows 2 sisters, which I think they're both here on the cover, from Ghana. So one stays in Ghana, and it follows her family through the generations in Ghana. Okay, so each chapter is a different character, which is why I think with the audiobook I was getting lost, because I always find when I listen to an audiobook I need to be doing something, so I might be cleaning, or I could be in the supermarket or something doing my shop. So yeah, and then the other sister ends up being taken on a slave ship to America, and it follows her descendants throughout the generation. So it's following all these different characters and stories. So yeah, I don't know how I got halfway through it, and it is a good story. It's just that with the audiobook I was getting lost. I'll probably listen to the audiobook while I'm reading it. So yeah, again, I don't know if I'll be able to read this one in August. It's a maybe for an August TBR, so it might be September. But yeah, I really love this book as well, the cover. I love the colours. It's obviously the 2 sisters, and I don't know if this is supposed to be a representation of their kind of family line. We'll see. But also, I also really like the cover of Girl, Woman, Other as well. Really nice. And then the next one is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This one I actually saw on Drinking by My Shelf's channel. It's a book that she recommends. It is set in Japan, and it's written by a Japanese author, which I'm excited to read because I've never actually read a book written by a Japanese author. I think I am trying to read books more from written by people from the country and of different countries. So American and British, I read them all the time. So I am trying to kind of expand what I read. So this has been translated from Japanese. It is supposed to be a trilogy. I think the second one is supposed to come out in September, maybe it's a little bit later on this year, because it's been translated. So if I enjoyed this one, I don't have to wait long to wait for the second book. But basically it's a coffee shop somewhere, but you get to time travel basically, but you have to get back before the coffee gets cold, is what I understand, and I don't really know much more than that. But it just sounds like a really cute story. It's not that thick either, And yeah, like I said, I'm really excited to read a book by a Japanese author, just so I can see, you get like that cultural aspect when it's written from a person from that country, I always feel. And yeah, I do like this cover. I think it's really cute, and it's a bit sparkly as well. I don't know if you can see that. So yes, but this one I'm going to read in August, definitely. Next, so these books, like I bought from, I think it was Amazon, those ones that I've just done. These next ones I actually bought secondhand from Oxfam online. Like, they have all their bookshops and stuff are selling some of their books online, so you can order it and have them delivered. But yeah, if I can, I like to buy books secondhand, you know, trying in general doing a little bit better instead of buying new everything every time. But yeah, with books, you also sometimes, you know, it's nice that a book gets passed around and gets well loved as well. So yeah, if you are looking for secondhand books, Oxfam for me has been really good. Yes, the first one is This Is Here by Paolo, and I can never say his surname, Coelho, I think. I have read one other of his books, which is Alchemist, and it's my all-time favourite book. And I was like, I need to actually read more of his work, because I really enjoyed that one, so I do want to read more of his books, just to see, you know, is it just his writing style, or is it just that particular book that I absolutely love. So this one is also kind of, it's kind of similar to Alchemist, I think, in the sense that it is somebody who goes kind of on a journey. But this one, his wife is went missing. I don't know too much about it, I just thought I'd give it a go. But yeah, his wife has disappeared, and then I think he goes searching for her. Yes. But it takes him all over the world, which I think is going to be really nice, because then I get to travel the world with this book. So yes, really enjoying it, and I've noticed that quite a few of my books have this orangey yellow colour in this book haul. That's fun. The next one, again second hand, it is Excursion to Tindari, which is written by Andrea Calmari, and it is an Inspector Montalbano book. So I have watched the series in the UK, they have it on BBC4, so I've watched Inspector Montalbano, and I really enjoyed the series. I've read one of the books, I haven't read them in order, so this is the second one, and the second book that I bought, but it's not the second in the series. I don't know which one it is, but because I watched the series, I feel like you don't necessarily need to have read. I didn't feel like I missed anything anyway. So yeah, it's just another one. It's crime, you know, normally there's a murder of some sort, or there's a couple of murders, and solving it, and I really enjoy it. It's set on the island of Sicily in Italy, but yeah, no, I really enjoy watching it. So yes, I want to give a second book a go from the series and see if I like that as well. And then these next two, I was so happy when I saw them on the website. I have been trying to complete the series of books, and I've actually managed to buy them all second hand. One was which is the fourth one, I got in a second-hand bookshop in Bath, like back in November. It's the first one I bought because I knew I wanted to read the whole series. And then the first one I got from Oxfam in person months and months ago, before the pandemic hit. And yes, I finally got books 2 and 3 online from Oxfam, which is really good. So this is by Elena Ferrante. It's the Napolitan novels. I don't know if you know anything about it, but I've just finished the first book. It is 4 novels that follow these 2 friends throughout their life. So the first one is childhood and adolescence. So it covers that part of their friendship. So each book is covering a different part of their life. And this one, so the first bit says youth. So I think it'll be following on from their adolescence chapter. And no, it's just youth. It says it on the front there. It's just youth. So I'm assuming it's probably their late teens into their 20s, and following that chapter of their life. So yes, and then the third one, Those Who Leave and Those Who Stay. This one is set middle time, so maybe, I don't know, 30s, 40s, bit of 50s, I don't know, and then the last one as well. Yes, I'm looking forward to then continue on with these two. I might read The Story of a New Name in August. I don't think I'll get to the third one or the fourth one in August. So I'm going to move on to ebooks now. I have recently been a lot of ebooks because I know that I'm going to have those 2 weeks away. So I'm going to take my Kindles. I have a lot of books on there, so I've been paying attention a lot to, like, you know, the Kindle daily deals and stuff. The first one I did get was Queenie, which I absolutely loved. I already read it. I read it in July. It is in my July wrap-up video, so I'm not going to go too much into that, but absolutely loved it. The next one I bought was The Dilemma, which is by B.A. Paris. It's supposed to be a thrilling drama, and I did not find it thrilling. Again, that is in the July wrap-up video, so I'll probably put a link down below and you can go and have a look and see what my whole review on that. The next one was 100 Years of Solitude, which is by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and it's one of those books that you always see on, those lists of books you should read before you die, and I thought I should probably give it a go. My understanding is that it is set in a town, I think it's Colombia, it's set, and it's a town, and I think it follows this family through generations. I think that's what it's about. Sorry if I'm wrong. I don't think I'll read that in August. Yeah, it's not really holiday vibe, The next one I got is Dominicana, which was shortlisted for the Women's Fiction Prize along with Girl, Woman, Other. I've already read this. Again, it'll be my wrap-up video. So yeah, that one's done, not on my TBR, but yeah, it's about this girl from Dominican Republic, and it's set in the 60s, and she marries this guy, but her family kind of convince her she should get married, and they move to America, and it's kind of her story, and her kind of American dream, like her starting that out. It's not what she thought it would be, but it is a good book. The next one is Pretty Killer, which is, so it's 12 people. They arrive for some dinner party, and they realise they know all the dinner guests, but somebody has some sort of like secret. So yeah, it's like a thriller. I want to read more thrillers this year because I haven't really read that many. It sounded good, and I think I'll try and read that in August. And then the next one is Love Like Water, and Hearts and Hendricks Book 1. So it sounds like a series. It is a romance novel. I do read romance occasionally, and yes, it's kind of exactly what I kind of want to read when I'm away, traveling, things, something light, she loses her job, is my understanding, and she gets a job as a tour guide. Obviously, I think it's the person that she's hired to replace she's supposed to fall in love or fight some sort of attraction to. But yes, it's a nice light read, and exactly what I'm looking for in August to kind of read. The next one is The Colour Purple, which is by Alice Walker. Again, it is a book that's on lots of lists of ones that you should read, very well known. You would probably know about it. But an African American woman in the south of America, which is it, 20th century, early 20th century, sorry. But it is, and my understanding is it's two sisters, and they're separated, and there's letters that goes between them. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I will try to read that in August, but if not, then it's going to be September. The next one I got, which I've already read actually, is Blacklisted, Black British Culture Explored. So it's a non-fiction book, and it is literally blacklisted in many different forms, and it delves into kind of the meaning behind certain words, the historical importance, and it is in a British context. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot, and I think we should all be kind of reading more sort of things like this to try and expand our knowledge. I do definitely recommend this one. The next one is King Leopold's Ghost, a story of greed, terror and heroism in colonial Africa. So this is a non-fiction. It is about King Leopold, with everything that kind of was out on social media, like all over the place in June, with Black Lives Matter. I started to see a lot about King Leopold, who was a Belgian king, and I started to see a lot of information that I didn't know about, that I didn't learn about. So when I saw this come up on one of these daily deals, I thought I need to buy it, so I can learn a bit more about that history. So yeah, it is in the 19th century, and yes, it's kind of what happened in Africa and what he did, and I know already some very terrible things, so I do think it might be a little bit of a heavy read at certain times, but it's information that I need to learn about. So it's going to be more September, I think, that I picked that one up, just because I really want to focus on it, and kind of concentrate and take things in, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do in August. Next one, I have a lot of books. I think I counted, there's like 23 between the ebooks and the physical books. A lot. So the next one I got was A Decent Family, a novel, and Rosa Ventrella. And it is, the reason why I picked this one up, again, it came up on the Daily Deal, and then it said that, people who liked Elena Ferrante's Napolitana novels will like this. And that's kind of like, well, I'm going to get it, give it a go. It's another Italian author with a book set in Italy, except this one, it is set in Bari, and it's Old Bari, and I've been there, so that's in the heel of the boot. I do like reading books to places that I've been, because then, there's certain things that you connect. But yeah, I don't know too much about the actual story. The next one is Red Dust Road. Okay, and this one is by Jackie Kay, and it's a memoir. So she is Scottish, and from the moment when, as a little girl, she realises that her skin is a different colour from that of her beloved mum and dad, to the tracing of finding her birth parents, her Highland mother and Nigerian father. Jackie Kay's journey in the Red Dust Road is one of unexpected twists, turns and deep emotions. So it is, my understanding, it's going to be her journey in Scotland, and also she's going to follow, kind of try and trace her family to Nigeria, is my understanding of this, which I think will be really interesting. I do like reading memoirs, so I think it's going to be really interesting, following her journey to kind of find her roots. So yeah, I'm really interested about it. I haven't actually heard anything about it before, but I'm looking forward to that. And I think I'll read that one in August. I think my August TBR is probably too long, and I'm not going to read all of these books, but I'm going to try my best. And the next one I got is British, on Race, Identity and Belonging. So I think it's exploring kind of what it means to be British, but not really look British. So yes, because I know it mentioned on the blurbs and about like, oh, you're British, your parents are British, but why do people ask where you come from? Which I can definitely identify with. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading through that. Also, I am trying to read a lot more non-fiction, and that is just perfect. It's kind of one of those things I really want to read at the moment. Next one is a thriller that I got, and it's called Hostile Witness, and it's by Rebecca Forrester. This girl is arrested for the murder of her step-grandfather. I think she gets arrested for murder, kind of following the route of that. I like thrillers. It sounded interesting when I bought it. Will I read it in August? Maybe not. It might be a little bit later on in the year. Let's see if I get to it. And then another one, it's called It Began with Lie, a psychological thriller, Secrets of Redemption, Book 1. So it's obviously one in a series. It's a thriller. This one that she moves from New York to Redemption, I can't say that. Why can't I say that? I'm not going to try anymore. So she's looking for a fresh start, and they move to this town for her family. But there's some mysterious past, or something like that. I like books like this. I like mystery thriller, kind of trying to like get to the bottom of some sort of secret. I'm hoping it's really good. Maybe August. Might be on my TBR August. Yes, I'll try and read it. And then we're on the second last one. This is long, a lot of books. It's The Man in High Castle. So I have watched this series on Amazon. And so when this came up, I thought, I'd really like to read the book. I did have a little read of the blurb, and it does sound slightly different from the TV series. It is, in case you don't know what The Man in High Castle is about, it's basically if Germany had won the Second World War, so Nazis are like in charge of everything, like the African continent is basically being wiped out, and this is set in America. So you have the Nazi part of America, and then there's also a part of it that it belongs to Japan, like they've divided it up, and then in between there's this like kind of zone that doesn't belong to anyone. And in the book, what I read on the blurb is that there's this guy who wrote this underground best-selling book, which is if the Nazis had lost the war, basically. Whereas in the TV series, there's like these little clips of our world, essentially, of what actually happened that gets released around. So that is a difference. And I did have a little look at some reviews, and people said it is very different from the TV series. And to kind of put that out of your mind, it is a bit hit or miss in the reviews, and I think it might be that people are thinking too much of this TV series, so I need to try and like kind of wipe that from my memory and kind of give the book a chance. I really enjoy the TV series, so I am looking forward to reading that one, and I'm going to try and read. I am going to read that one in August. I'm gonna say it. I will read it. And the last one that I bought is The House Guest. So again, it's a thriller. This British couple house sit these people's house in America, and one day apparently like this woman turns up and claims to know and be friends with one of the couples who said that the couple's house they're looking after, who said like, you can, whenever you're in New York, come and stay with us. But obviously something happens. And I don't think she's who she says she is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to try and read it in August. But yeah, that's all of my books. I think it was 23. I've done a lot of talking. Some that I've read obviously in July, which was in the wrap-up video. A lot that I would like to read in August. Like I said, I am going to have all of those ebooks with me when I'm away for the 2 weeks, and I'm thinking of taking one physical book, which I haven't decided what it is. I like to have at least one physical book. I love holding books. I also like the smell of books. That might sound weird to people, but don't you just love it when you're in a bookshop and you just have that new book smell? I do, and I probably sound really weird now. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Yes, if you liked the video, hit like, hit subscribe, and at the end I'm going to put like all the different places you can follow me. And yes, I'm going to look forward to reading these books. I'll try and do some reading vlogs, holiday vlogs type thing, and obviously they'll be in my wrap up. You'll be able to see the end of August what I actually managed to read. I can't speak anymore, so I'm going to leave this here. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye.